Hello. So this is called A Life to Live. Journal entry I made yesterday? What was yesterday? Oh, December 29th, 2019. Goes like this. So if we want to be happy, if we want to live a life of meaning, purpose, and connection, we have to be willing to know exactly who we are. And here's the thing. We can never fully categorize ourselves into one label. There are so many aspects that add to our personalities. Our being as a whole is the collective buildup of everything we are. Everything we have experienced, everything we have learned, everything we have thought and felt on an emotional level. This can also be in relation to how we present ourselves in the world and in relation to others. It is to be able to fully understand what it means to be human, what it means to be you, and how that can shape your entire existence on Earth. And so when we know what is true for us, we get a better idea of the kind of life we want to be living. Many times we are unaware of the things that make us happy in life, simply because we never got the time to learn about ourselves and come to a greater understanding of who we are and what we actually enjoy doing. When we experience things from the time we are young to our current age, we create core beliefs about ourselves and behavioral patterns. Depending on how we are treated by others growing up, it tells us stories of how people in our lives are, how we are as individuals, and how the world around us operates. Some people grow up learning that they're not good enough or worthless, because the love they were shown as a child has just told them so. But does that make it true? It's quite unfortunate, the traumas we experience growing up, and the experience itself is real. But these things don't make who we are. When we pay attention to how we are feeling, we can work to understand why we feel the way we do. When we ask this, we can think about all the false core beliefs that have brought us to how we see ourselves and what we do with our lives currently. Now we can decide whether it is actually true or not. Is it true that we enjoy what we do for a living? Is it true how we feel about ourselves? If, for example, you have learned that you are not worthy of deep, meaningful love, it is because you were not shown the love that you needed to growing up. So false core beliefs grow from there. This belief tells you that you are no good. This is why we shouldn't hide our pain. When we are present with ourselves and willing to dig deep into our cores, we can understand why we feel the way we do, and choose to bring love and understanding to ourselves. There is no guideline to being a person. Perfection isn't real, it is only an opinion of collective agreements. We all make mistakes, big or small. We all feel joy and happiness. We all feel love, loss, passion, and pain. Most of us, if not all, have all felt everything. So we can let go of judgment and instead come to acknowledge and understand ourselves. We can create love within us to bring to the world. And when I mean that, I say, if you want love and connection into your life, you need to be that. You need to bring that and have that energy within yourself, to yourself and the people you meet in your life. So when we do this, we get a better idea of what isn't good or healthy for us and what things really do make us happy. Relationships are one of the biggest aspects of living. Ooh, one sec, my little thing's messed up and I'm trying to read my journal. The relationships we have in our lives show us much about who we are and are our greatest teachers. We cannot feel self-love, grounded, or purposeful when we do not have a solid relationship within ourselves. This ties in with coming to understand who we are as individuals. We often find it much easier to love and admire others, but when it comes to ourselves, it is so much more difficult. But newsflash all, we are going to be with ourselves from the day we are born to the day we die. So it is ourself that truly matters. It is like a never-ending marriage, and it can be a painful one or a marriage that involves so much self-love and care. Learn to love yourself as if you love someone else. That is a famous quote that I've been hearing a lot lately. You are a person too. This has actually been the hardest lesson I have ever had to learn. Though once I started accepting who I was, pain and all, I came to a decision that I would like to experience a life of doing more things I like to do, and investing in relationships that are healthy and nourishing. And this is because I have a better understanding of what works and what doesn't work for me in this life. When we stay true to ourselves and know our worth, we no longer need shallow relationships with people. We can choose quality over quantity with who we allow into our lives. When we know ourselves in regards to how others treat us, we can know whether or not this person is beneficial to our well-being, or if it's time to let them go because it feels toxic being with them. And of course, we will never always see eye to eye with each other. Every being on this planet is experiencing their own reality or perception of it. But if we can come to understand ourselves and be in a state of self-love, we no longer see other ideas and opinions as a threat, but merely something to be curious about and something to learn from. Learning from each other and acknowledging our differences not only expands our consciousness, but also brings us closer together. We can create deep, meaningful connections with each other and experience true intimacy and love. We don't need to feel attached to our opinions and who is right or wrong. Truth is only subjective to what a person knows. So there is no need to stress or feel threatened with your beliefs in relation to someone else's. Your ego is trying to protect you. Well, tell your ego it is safe and there is room in this world for different beliefs and opinions. And as long as you stay true to yourself, you won't feel terribly discouraged by another person's idea. So how do we meet and develop meaningful connections? Well, by building a strong and loving relationship with ourselves, we will know what our passionate hobbies are, and we will know how we want to spend this time on Earth. This is being in alignment with who we truly are at our cores. And so in this loving vibration we dance in, we will likely attract like-minded individuals who we can relate to and are healthy to have in our lives. There's an old saying, your vibe attracts your tribe. When we don't know who we are, we probably don't spend our time doing things we actually love to do, which can often lead to meeting people and circumstances we can't truly relate to or have a meaningful connection with. For example, if you are not aware that you absolutely love nature, you could end up in an office job with others that don't care much for the outdoors. Not to say you couldn't meet people with similarities there, but you might find it more purposeful to actually have a career in wildlife preservation or something in nature. You may meet many others that share the same core values and love the outdoors, and thus builds a stronger connection and a sense of belonging. We have false core beliefs and we have true core values. When we live in alignment with our deep core values, we live a much more fulfilling and purposeful life. So get to know yourself. Thanks, everybody. Take care.